AITA if I blow up my dad's secret relationship by telling my stepmom? So this whole thing has spiraled over the past month and I'm still kind of shocked, but I'll try to keep it short-ish. Before Father's Day, I talked to my dad and he said he was going off-roading with my sister's fiancé. Last minute, he cancelled and said he pulled a calf muscle and would be staying home. Weird since he usually pushes through pain for the sake of doing fun things, but okay. Around the same time, my stepmom and her sister told me they would be out of town for the weekend and to show my dad lots of love while they were gone, and that they felt bad they had to leave him alone that weekend and stuff. I didn't go see him. Long story, but I don't have a close relationship with him. I sent a Happy Father's Day text and left it there. Turns out, my brother did go over. He called my dad beforehand and when he got there, my dad had made a pasta dinner for two. There was a woman there, over a decade younger than him, who he has never seen. My dad said she was a very old friend from work, that they have known each other forever, but we've literally never seen him with a platonic female friend in our lives. Not once. Whenever he's around women, it's either his partner or his friends' wives, partners' friends, etc., and he rarely talks to them. Fast forward, I text on 4th of July saying Happy 4th, and he says he's out of state at a family friend's house, sort of. A house of someone I'm much closer to than he is. He doesn't even like them, so I wonder to myself what's up, but don't think too deep about it. I brushed it off. But it gets weirder. My sister calls me a couple weeks later. My dad had called her and told her he was going to a campsite 3 hours away just to take pictures and sit in nature. I cannot emphasize enough how much this is not his vibe at all. He said he was going alone, then complained about his wife being boring and never going anywhere with him. My sister kept repeating, "Well, be safe out there alone," until he finally admitted he wasn't going alone, he was going with an old friend, but didn't want to tell his wife because it was a woman. Then, right before this trip, he calls and asks me to watch a labradoodle that belongs to a friend. I just know it's the same woman's dog, too. I ask if the dog is good with other dogs and birds, and he casually drops that they brought the dog with them to that friend's house for the 4th of July. Which his wife does not know about. He explicitly told my sister that he went alone as well. I agreed to watch the dog because I wanted to meet her, see if I just forgot someone from the past or something, and get a sense if this is really a big deal. They show up today. I have never met this woman. She's probably 15 years younger than my dad, and when I ask, "So where are you headed?" she freezes and just says, just have some things to do, LIAR. I'm pissed. I also texted a mutual friend who was at the property on the 4th. They confirmed my dad brought this woman, and said she was awkward, claimed they were just friends even though no one asked, and that my dad told them not to tell anyone she was there. So, I now know that my dad brought this woman on 2 solo trips, had her over for dinner on Father's Day while his wife was out of town, introduced her to people while saying don't tell, and she's actively lying about where she's going now. I'm 99% sure my stepmom doesn't know any of this. She's so sweet, and she and my dad are supposed to move out into a new home in less than a month. I have had conversations with her and she always says she never worries about my dad cheating, he's not that guy, that they are just so good together and that's the last thing she worries about. She says she likes not worrying because she doesn't like the person she becomes when she has to worry. This has been keeping me up at night because I know in my heart I would have already told if it were anyone else, but I have this tugging feeling that since it's my parents, it's not my place. Would I be the AH if I told her? I'm scared he's going to blow up on me. He's sort of the aggro, narcissistic type and I'm just really nervous. If you told, would you go straight to her and lay it all out, or would you try to be more discreet in helping her discover the truth? Thanks in advance. This is all really stressing me out.
Relevant comment. Lazy_genius 254. You should tell her, but there are questions you should ask yourself before that. Are you too close? You mentioned you're not close with your dad, but if you're close to her she may appreciate you telling her. You should also be prepared for the possibility that she may not take it well and may take your dad's side and blame you.
OP. We aren't close, per SC. We have never had issues and she is generally a really awesome, sweet person. Her actions on holidays, birthdays, graduations, etc. are some of the most thoughtful that I've ever experienced, but we have never had an emotionally vulnerable relationship, nor do we really see each other outside of those events. I can't see her being the type to turn it on me, but you never know how somebody's going to react in a situation like this. I have always thought that she was way too good for my dad, and I've made that pretty clear to her. She has a way of brushing it off and defending his bad behavior when it comes to things like not paying attention to her at all and being careless about her feelings, so I think worst case is she brushes it off and says nothing to him or anyone about it. Update. I told my stepmom everything. I did it. I went over to my stepmom's house while my dad was out of town and told her everything I know. She was totally blindsided. She was angry. She was absolutely shattered. She was shaking and said she never saw this coming. She told me things had actually been going better lately. My dad had taken her out on a date just the day before and was being unusually affectionate and sweet. She really thought they were in a good place. Before I told her anything, she was cheerfully chatting and brought up that shrimp pasta your dad makes. My sister and I just froze. That's what he made for the other woman. We both felt sick. She was so happy and welcoming and excited to have us there. It was heartbreaking. She mentioned that usually he invites her and her sister to church every weekend, and he had randomly stopped doing that over the past month. He also stopped inviting another family member who usually goes too. Apparently, she had actually wanted to go on this recent trip with him, but he told her he had to take a certain road that she hates because of how he drives on it. Said it would be dangerous, so she stayed behind. They've had a location-sharing app for years, mostly just in case of emergencies. She rarely checks it unless she needs to see if he's near a store or something. But after I talked to her, she decided to look. That was when everything started to click for her. He hadn't gone to work at all that day. He drove to a nearby town, ate at a taqueria for hours, then checked into an inn. We later found out that her sister overheard him booking that room, and he specifically asked for a king bed instead of 2 queens. She didn't think anything of it at the time, since he normally books kings for work travel. My stepmom texted him while he was still at the restaurant, pretending like she had figured out a way to make the drive after all. Then she said something like, "You're not answering because your girlfriend is with you, huh?" And finally told him to pack a bag and get out. He never replied. He didn't call. He just went on with his night and stayed at the hotel with the other woman. The next morning, he finally called. At first he denied anyone was with him. Then he admitted someone was, but claimed it was just a friend. He told my stepmom this was her fault for never going anywhere with him. When she pointed out that she knew it wasn't a work trip, he first denied that too, then backtracked and said, "Yeah, you're right, it's not work. But it's not what you think, she's just a friend." She told him to come pack a bag and leave. He insisted on coming home to talk it out. I really hope she sticks to her guns and doesn't let him spin this into anything but what it is. As for me, I still have the labradoodle. After telling her, I texted my dad and said, "I just outed you to your wife. I hope this was a misunderstanding. What the F***ck is going on? Call me back." It's been over 15 hours. No call. No text. Nothing. I sent that message because I didn't want my siblings to take the blame or be put in a position where he tries to guilt them. My stepmom had already let him know she knew, but I wanted him to hear it from me that I was the one who said something. Every time my phone rings, I get nervous it's going to be him. But I feel better having gotten it off my chest. I do think I did the right thing. One thing I'm especially glad about: I stopped my stepmom from moving into a new house with him. When I got to her place to talk, she was literally packing. That part crushed me. Thankfully she'll be staying in the home she already shares with her sister instead. That said, my partner thinks I should have given my dad a warning first. Something like, "Tell her, or I will." He believes it would have hurt less coming from him, and maybe it would have. It probably did hit harder coming from me with all the details. I know some family members are going to have mixed feelings about how I handled this, but I stand by it. I'll update again if anything major happens or if I hear from him. For now, this is where things stand.